Hi everyone, welcome back to A Life of KG. Today we're on episode 14 and I get to interview Jamie Butler from Lash Base. He's a social media guru. Most of you would have heard of him. And yeah, so without further ado, here he is. Hi Jamie, how are you doing?
Yeah, really well, thank you. I'm glad we're finally getting to do this. I was getting a little bit jealous seeing all of these names coming up. I was thinking, why hasn't she asked me to do this yet?
Oh, you're always on my list, Jamie, you know that.
I think it was funny though. It was the moment I went, so Casey, when are you gonna ask me to do this then? And you were like, oh, I was definitely going to ask you. I definitely was.
I actually was though, I was, but I'm not going to lie, I was kind of waiting for the message because I thought, I bet he asks.
Well, if you don't ask, you don't get. I'm not even being funny. I said to someone the other day, I saw there was a Lash conference in Miami, and I
Yeah.
went, oh, I'd love to speak at that one. So I messaged them and said, can I speak at your event, please? And they went, yeah, all right.
No way!
Yeah, so I'm speaking in Miami in June.
Oh, brilliant. Well done, you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's it. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah,
Messaging everyone
obviously not going to
later.
be as good as the World Lash University, though, is it?
No, of course it's not. Miami or Birmingham?
Yeah,
I know what I'd prefer.
yeah, right. Yeah, Birmingham is lovely. Yeah.
Jamie, obviously, I'm sure most people listening to this know who you are, but in case they don't, then obviously, who are you and what is your role within LashBase?
Okay, well, I am head of marketing and son of the owner, because it's a weird one. People always ask me, so how on earth have you got into this role? I say it's because my mum owns the company, but yeah. So I'm the head of marketing at Lash Base. I'm the person that deals with and runs the social media accounts and well anything that is marketing related, and that even comes down to like the customer service side of things. I've written up the principles which the staff then have to stick to as to how we deal with certain things, design, packaging, all of that sort of thing. So, yeah, I run that side of LashBase.
Wow, do you enjoy it?
I absolutely love it. Yeah, I can't believe before I did this, I was a slimy estate agent,
Was you?
and yeah, a really good one, mind you. I was really good at it. And I did genuinely enjoy it. But it got to the stage where LashBase was growing quite a lot, and at the time there was no social media presence. There was no thought on the marketing. It was just built on timing and customer service.
Hmm.
And I was just well, my mum said to me, "Look, we need some help. Do you reckon this is something you can do?" And from sort of the first week, I realised, and it's such a great thing. I can imagine this is exactly what happens to people when they start learning lashes, when you suddenly find your passion and realise, shit, this is exactly what I want to be doing. So, and it's just gone from there.
That's so good, so good. So, how did LashBase start? I mean, it's been around for a while now, hasn't it?
Yeah, we are, and this is actually one of my jobs, which is the best thing about my job, is I'm all trying to organise anyway a 10th birthday party for LashBase because we are officially 10 years old
Wow.
this year. Yeah, so we are planning to have a big party for maybe between 1 and 300 people. We're not sure yet, but yeah, so it's been running for 10 years. Started by my mum. Um, in exactly, probably it's quite a cliche story. I think you'd probably find it similar to a lot of people. Started as a beauty therapist. My mum did and took courses in all beauty treatments. But as soon as she started doing lashes, she realised that that was the one that she really, really liked. So um, she decided to drop all. She had all these qualifications and spent all this money on like waxing and massage and nails and things like that. But she dropped it all just in favour of doing lashes. Um, and then from doing lashes, she then became a lash trainer. And then from being a trainer 10 years ago, so there was only, I'd say, 3 or 4 other companies around. From being a trainer, she had students going, so Julie, whereabouts do you get your products from? And at the time, the products that she had bought was from a company that she just didn't like the quality of them. So she ended up sourcing her own products just to use for training. She had no thought of going, oh, I'm going to start selling these. She just wanted to get some products in just so she could, one, it obviously works out a little bit better value, but two, she could then make sure she gets the quality that she wants so she can teach and do her job properly. So when people started saying, whereabouts do you get all your products from, Julie? She went, well, I'll get them myself. Oh, okay. And then that's when they started saying, well, can you get us some? Can we buy some from you? And then that is how LashBase started.
Wow. So have you seen, well, obviously there's been huge growth over the years. I see like your warehouse and that is just massive. I'm so jealous. I want that.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. We've run out of space already. Actually, I think LashBase is growing and has grown. I think it's like 50% year on year, every year. Well, at least every year since I've been here. And it's still just growing. But we've currently now, I think in total, got about 10 to 12,000 square feet of space, and that is just filled with lash products, lashes, and obviously the staff that we've now got on. But the good news is we're currently, and this is, I don't think I'll probably get told off for telling everybody this on a podcast, but we're actually buying a piece of land, big piece of land, and we're going to be building our own Lash Base headquarters, like a massive, like state-of-the-art training and product center. So that's what's next for Lash Base.
Wow, goals right there.
Yeah, it's good. How big's your place now? Because I know you've got your franchises.
I've got a tiny little place compared to you. It's like 900 square meters or something ridiculous. Nothing.
It fills up quick. It fills up really quick though, doesn't it? When you get like a delivery of lashes or a product that's slightly bigger. When we get like the ring lights in,
yeah,
it just instantly you just run out of space.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, I've been going 10 years, but the KG Professional's only been going 2 years. So with that part of the company is still very much baby. But we did start in basically like it was shared, and then we've gone to this, and now we've outgrown this, and we need to go to something else. So it is amazing how you just watch all the businesses just grow and grow. And the lash industry is so huge right now. I can't really see it changing.
Well, do you know what the crazy thing I keep thinking is, and this is 100% true, the lash industry is tiny. So, and what I mean by that is, if you compare the lash industry to the nail industry or even the brow industry, which again is still technically relatively small, the lash industry has so much more growing to do, and I can't believe where it could possibly go. So this is when people say, "Oh, there's too much competition." This is absolutely nothing.
No.
It's still, which is an exciting thing. It's still got so much growth to do, which is obviously very exciting.
Definitely. That's so good. So why do you think that kind of Lash Base is so popular as it is in the UK? Because obviously you are one of the biggest companies for lash supplies. What do you think makes you different to other brands?
Well, it's my opinion on why we are as big as we are. And if any lash suppliers are listening to this, please turn down or turn over, because I don't want to give you too many hints and tips. But
I might just hang
up. yeah, no, I don't mind helping out a friend. Definitely, it is 100% down to customer service. 100%, I would say. There is obviously the quality of products. It takes a lot of work and effort and money to try and find the right products. But at the end of the day, when it comes to lashes and lash products, every single lash artist is different. We've got thousands of customers that love our lashes, but there are also thousands that don't like them. So it's all subjective as to what is good quality, because some people prefer I'm just going to talk really specific about lashes right now. Some people like shiny, some like matte, some like the sticky strip to be 2 mil, some like it to be 3 mil, some like it to be a really sticky strip so you can pick and place the fans back on the strip. Some like a really, really, well, not very sticky strip so you can fan them like straight off. But all of them are of equal quality. So I think for Lash Base, we have got great quality products. We source things like our adhesive is all sourced from the UK. It's all, everything we do is like exactly as it should be done. But the main thing that puts us apart 100% is our customer service. I think you'll struggle to find somebody that hasn't dealt with one of the members of staff downstairs, whether that's on the phone, over email, on social media that will come away and say, "God, they dealt with that horribly."
Yeah, that's good. I
But
mean, I think
saying that, you can't please everyone.
no, you can't. I mean, I think running any company, whatever company that is, your customer service has to be first to keep the customers. And there are, like, everyone has a different opinion on everything, and you can't please everyone 100%. You can't. You
No,
try.
definitely not. Oh, always, obviously. I don't. That's another thing. I don't know who would run a business and try, not try to do their best.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when it comes to probably any lash company, of course they're going to want to give you a good product. They're going to want to give you a good service. It's just sometimes the communication isn't great.
Yeah, definitely. So what advice would you give anyone that's kind of starting up their own lash brand? Because I'm pretty sure you'll agree that right now, like, there's so many different brands popping up, and obviously there's talented lash artists that are then bringing out their own brands as well, and
Yeah.
no, it's not easy. So what would you tell people to kind of watch out for, and what advice would you give them for starting out?
A few things. I would definitely say that it isn't as easy as it looks. And I'm going to quote Vicky Rugg right now because she sells her own lashes, and they're great lashes and everyone loves them. However, I asked her, how does she find stocking and selling her own lashes? And she said she'd rather stick needles in her eye. She can't believe, she says, the pain in the ass that she gets from having to deal with the manufacturers, where they'll send her a tray of lashes and it'll be completely different to what she ordered last time, even though she didn't ask to make any changes. So I think number one would be, it's definitely not as easy as it seems. And number two, I would say, do your research. Lashes, it's quite straightforward actually, because there's not a lot that you can get that wrong with lashes when you find decent manufacturers. However, it's things like glues and any accessories there. I think it needs, it's something that's not in the industry, and that's regulation. So the thing is, yes, you can go and buy a load of glue from China, but a lot of the time you don't know what's in that bottle, and if you're then providing that under your name, you become the responsible party. So I think selling your own range of lashes, that's pretty straightforward. But if you're going to start getting into the whole range of it, I'd say definitely do your research.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is that the orders and stuff are so huge as well, aren't they? I mean, well, I can't even imagine Lash Bases, but the minimum quantity orders and things like that, you have to have so much cash flow behind you to even start. Otherwise, you'll be stopping retailing it before you've even started.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not worth it. I've seen somebody I know bought their own lash cleanser to sell. You know, not made their own. They actually went and bought the bottle, had it labelled and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But because they didn't buy enough, they had to pay so much money for it that they had to sell it for a pretty high price, and then they weren't really making any money.
No.
So I think, yeah, it's definitely not cheap, especially trying to find the right products as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Too much choice out there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've just had a lash delivery this morning, and we've had, my maths is terrible, but it's 20. We've had 20 boxes of 500 lash trays just turn up, and we get that at least once a month of coming in, and that's, oh, it's actually, I don't know how many lash trays are you buying normally? I don't know if you want to say. But.
I would say between five, about 5,000 every couple of months.
God, it's just so hard as well when it comes in to check off that it's all there, check the quality of it.
Yeah, yeah, like it's a very, very long process, and then you get all panicky, and everyone knows when the lash orders come in because Kate is moody, trying to check.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is a pain. Have you ever had a problem with any lashes that have arrived?
There was one batch. So I have a very, very good manufacturer. I have a good relationship with them, and they were my we obviously sampled so many before we went with them, but once I found the company that I wanted to be with, I've stuck with them. So they're the same lashes that we brought out years ago. But
Yeah.
there was one batch they'd done, not Christmas just gone, the Christmas before, and everyone started complaining about they weren't coming off the strip right, or they were wonky, and I was thinking, what's going on? And it just started happening all of a sudden. So I looked into it more, and it's because the sticky strip was not our normal gold, it was the black, and that did humidity and stuff here, and so we're having problems. So we had to send all of them back and then get the new ones in. But then, you know what it's like, producing them takes a long time. You have to order months and months in advance, or we order about 8. So it just took so long changing it, but now we know. You can only learn from obviously stuff like that anyway. So now we know the black strips aren't good for us, and we have to go with the gold strip.
We had exactly the same issue as well, like probably 2 or 3 years ago, and it's an absolute ball ache, isn't it? But that's one thing actually, because, and you're probably exactly the same, because we are in the industry and we deal in products and we see all these trays of lashes all the time, and we're dealing with the manufacturers. You understand that they are 100% handmade.
Yes.
And it's surprising the amount of like customers and just normal lash artists don't actually know how lashes are made. And when you show them a video of 300 people in a warehouse chopping down PBT fibers and then rolling them in a little stick on a little roll to get the curl, and then hand sticking them in a tray, chopping them, cutting them, all just by hand, you can see how easy it is. That if somebody in that factory decides they're going to have an off day, you've got dodgy lashes coming your way. And it's just, I just don't know why there isn't a machine that just automatically makes lash trays yet.
You would think by now there would be, but Jamie, maybe you need to produce that.
We've actually looked into that before, and I think it would cost around about $250,000 for the machine itself to make your trays of lashes, and then you've got to start buying. So
maybe not.
maybe not. Maybe one day one of the manufacturers somewhere will, and then they'll be able to put out loads of lashes. But at the moment, it's crazy just seeing how lashes are made. I do recommend everybody tries to Google how lash extensions are made. You should be able to find it. Actually, Google would be good, or Instagram or YouTube, and you should be able to see some videos. And it's crazy. It is crazy how they're made.
Yeah, it is fascinating, but you can definitely know that's why some strips is different to others. And yeah, none of us can have an off day and work, but it's natural. Sometimes we do, but then that comes back on us as suppliers.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Especially when you've got thousands of lash trays coming in. We do our best to check like in batches, but obviously you can't check or handle all of them. So you check a few and you go, right, yep, this is good, and you can put them on. But if you happen to miss one, because each tray is made by one person, it's not like if one's faulty, they're all faulty. It's not like that. It's, you may just get 1 in 5,000 that's slightly off.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a factory yet? That's on my goal list.
No, I am going to China and South Korea at the end of June.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're only there for a week, so it's not going to be like a long one, but it's going to be a quick trip out there, and I'm hoping that I can do some filming. So I've asked them to make sure that there's nobody's brands or whoever it is that we're going to go see. We don't want to be stitching anybody up, but we do want to try and do some filming so we can try and show people exactly how it all works and stuff like that. But yeah, so the end of June.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, look forward to it. Have you got any? Have you decided when you're going to try and go?
Not yet. It won't be this year, but I'd love to go maybe next year. Definitely.
Yeah, I've still
meet the people that we deal with all the time.
Yeah. Well, we go to Hong Kong once a year because there's a big trade show out there, and that's where all the suppliers go. And we meet them in Hong Kong and go out for dinner with some of them. But to actually see a factory, because it's strange actually. I'm not sure if this is the same for you, but you find that they've got offices in China, but the factory will be in Korea or Vietnam. Yeah. The products are sourced from Korea, or they're sourced from China, depending on which PBT you're using. I think we've got some lashes we sell, the Elite Matte ones. It's actually Japanese PBT.
Oh, wow.
Which don't ask me what the difference is. We were just sold the dream on, and we went, oh, Japanese PBT, that sounds lovely. But the lashes are lovely, so we were like, yeah, okay, we'll use that. Thank you.
That's funny. There's so much to it that people don't realise.
No, it's crazy. Good fun though.
Definitely. So obviously you're like the marketing master in the lash industry. Everyone knows Jamie. So what would you say is the main thing that lash techs are kind of missing out within their marketing? So whether that's online or whatnot.
I would say the number one thing that people are missing out on, well, just because it's the top of my mind, because I have just done an Instagram post on it, and that is that everybody tries to stick to the rules and stick to the way that everyone else is doing it, as if that's the right way to market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a lash artist, so it's in your name, you're an artist, you need to be creative. So I think one of the main things that people do is overthink it, try to stick to certain rules that don't exist, and just don't be themselves. So that would be number one. And number two, actually, which is equally important, is you need to understand who it is you're trying to market to. Because I think so many people post pictures with like really technical, this is a C curl 0.07, 7 to 11 mil, whatever lash that it is, when really all they're trying to do is gain a client. And if you just put, what do you think of these fluffy lashes? That's more interesting and more engaging to a client that has no idea about lashes than trying to get technical and start mentioning all the terms. So I think those are the two big things: not being yourself, and also not understanding who it is you're trying to get the attention of. So
Yeah.
if you're a lash trainer and you want to get students, then all of your content and what you do should focus on educating and entertaining the people that could potentially want to come and train with you. So that's then when you could start post lots of pictures of lash mapping. That's when you could say a post about lash adhesive and explain how that works, because that's how you'd get students. Whereas if you want to get clients, then what they want to see is lots of lovely pictures of lashes, lots of you having a good time promoting yourself and your brand to show. So they'll see you and think, oh, that person's a great person. They look like they're having fun. They look like they know what they're doing. Their lashes are beautiful. I want to go to them.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of my not pet hates, but one of my things when I see lash artists and they're going on about all the technical terms, I'm just like, your client has no idea.
No, don't get me wrong though. In this industry, it's great to network, and you'll see most people in the industry have lots of lash friends.
Yeah.
So you'll have lots of lash followers. So it's always good to get sort of recognition for your work from them, and it's showing them what you've done. But the thing is, if you're trying to get clients, you really need to think about what you're posting and not care about what your lash friends will say, because you can always talk to them elsewhere about the technical stuff that you want to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just about, obviously we want to educate our clients as well. So do you get that side of the education is key. So when they're talking about lash shredding and stuff like that, that is stuff that clients need to know. But within our salons, we lash easily over 400 people a week. And I guarantee you, none of them know anything about technical terms. Them clients, they just come, my lash is done.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I remember when in the gym, I go to HIIT's class in the morning at the gym, which is mainly women, to be fair, which is no problem with me. But a lot of them have their lashes done, and you hear them having conversations with each other, going, "Oh, so where did you get your lashes done? Who did that?" And the terms they use and the way they talk, it just shows you that you do not need to be going into detail about anything. You just need to make sure that your language you're using is language that will work on them and help them. Equally, it will never not be weird for me to go up to a lady and go, "Oh, I like your lashes." Instantly, they're like, "Uh-oh, here comes a creep. Uh-oh." And I go, "No. I work for Lash Base." And again, they go, "Who?" I don't. And obviously, clients don't know who Lash Base are necessarily.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, it's true. So obviously on the forums and stuff, I see quite a bit like lash artists looking for a new glue, or they're unhappy with their current glue. Do you think there's that many faulty batches of glue on the market, or do you think it's how they're using it? Because I personally think it's how people use it.
This this is such a setup question, because you know the answer to this, and there is, and I'll put it out there right now. Anyone listening to this, and actually, first of all, I need to prop this up with, I'm specifically talking about EU regulated glue from a reputable lash supplier. But there is no such thing as a faulty adhesive. The adhesive is not the problem. It will be something else that is causing the issue. Now, the one time when it may not be the lash artist's fault is when they've ordered a product, and when the courier is bringing it from the lash supplier to the lash artist, there may be some sort of storage issue there if it wasn't correctly packaged, maybe. However, if you bring the adhesive back to room temperature before opening it, it shouldn't be a problem. But I think when it comes to lash adhesives, and I can't believe you started me on this. This is really.
I love you.
I'm going to go on now, right? Oh, I get. Well, the thing is, because we deal at Lash Base, we probably get, say, 3 or 4 messages a day of people saying, "Oh, something's wrong with my adhesive," because of the amount of customers that we have. And because I'm in so many lash forums as well on Facebook, one of the main things that annoys me about it is the lash artist who doesn't know any better, because if they understood, they wouldn't be asking in a forum. So I get that. But as soon as they ask in a forum, what that does is just gives every single other lash brand owner, lash rep, lash ambassador, whatever, jumps on with, why don't you try this one? Why don't you try this one? This one's good. This one doesn't do that. This one's not that problem. And the thing is, that is never the answer. Don't get me wrong, everyone can use all the glues they want in the world, but the answer is always something else. It'll be, if your temperature changes by 1 degree, that actually affects your adhesive. If the relative humidity changes by 5 to 10%, that will change how your adhesive works. If your client has naturally oily lashes and you haven't removed that oil before you start, that will make a difference. If your client happens to be on some sort of hormone replacement or some sort of anything that can affect hormones, that will affect retention. It may be that your client is a liar and she leaves and goes and picks and pulls and straight in a sauna, I don't know, but it might be your client's fault. It may be, I could just go on and on with the reasons. It may be that you didn't shake your adhesive properly. It may be you haven't stored the adhesive properly. And I don't I'll never point the blame and say it's your fault, because I don't believe in blaming someone else. I just think it's about educating, because if you know all the reasons that could possibly cause poor retention, you would be able to make sure that doesn't happen, or when it does happen, you would understand why it's happened. Yes. So for me, and thank you, for people are probably going to be like, "Oh, that Jamie's a dick, isn't he? He's really had a rant on that one." Because so yeah, long story short, I don't think there is such thing as a faulty adhesive. There will always be an answer as to what's gone wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it wasn't meant to be aimed as a debate, I'm sorry. But I just think it just shows that people need to give it a chance and work with their adhesive and find out what works for that adhesive.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And don't get me wrong, it's completely personal preference as well. What will work for one lash artist won't work for another. So I would definitely say keep trying lots of different adhesives until you find the one that works for you, and then crack on with that. But I just think overall education on adhesive needs to improve, and that's only through training that can happen. There are lots of great trainers that do already teach it, but there's also a lot of like the budget training courses that don't teach it. So you find when you're speaking to people, they don't have a clue about some of the most basic things that they probably should do.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So what do you feel is the future for lashes?
The future for lashes, well, it's gonna grow massively. So it's a very exciting time. I know people think it's really busy and really growing and it's massive now, but when we look back in another 5 years' time, we will remember simpler times of now when it was quite straightforward and easy. I think one thing that needs to come, and I believe it is regulation when it comes down to some of the adhesives and things like that. I think that one's gonna affect the lash industry, more lash brands than it will the end user. I think normal business, the normal evolution of products is going to continue. For example, this year, everyone and their dog sells pre-mades, whereas only a year ago, they were such a taboo. It was like, no way, you can never use pre-mades. No, they're completely wrong. Never use pre-mades. It's so unhealthy for the natural lash. However, now manufacturers have upped their game, and there are some amazing pre-mades out there. You can't tell the difference. The retention will be just as good. So I think we'll probably see further evolution of certain products. Just so happens that 2019 seems to be about pre-mades.
Yeah, so I really struggle on this subject. And
what's your opinion?
I just really, really struggle with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously everything evolves and we get new products in and stuff like that, but I'm just so not wanting to get them in yet, because with KG Professional, I only get in what I personally use within my salons, which might not be a great sales thing for the business, but I just feel if I don't want to use it on my clients, I don't really want to sell it to my students or other people. And with pre-mades, I just think I almost end up selling them in 6 months' time.
Yeah, you're gonna listen to this. I'm gonna play it back to you when you start selling them.
But I just think they're a glorified cluster. I'm gonna get a lot of this, but and then also,
everyone's allowed their opinions, and it's still, pre-mades are still such a it's Marmite, isn't it? And I get it. You can't let people's arguments are you can't personalize them. So whereas a handmade fan is completely personalized, yeah, very true. You can't wrap them around the natural lash like you would a normal handmade fan. Yes, again, that's very true. But to that, there are a lot of the big names at the moment recommending making your fans prior to an appointment, lightly gluing them and then applying them as you would sort of like a classic lash, and claim that retention and health, when applied correctly, is completely fine. So that one's up for debate. But yeah, I'm with you on it. One thing I don't understand, I'd like to ask your opinion on it. Sorry, just to turn this into a Katie interview. But how do you price pre-made lashes? And I just want to start that with, they cost more, so they're not as good value for money. So in that respect, should they cost more than normal lashes because you've paid more for them? Or because they're quick and, in quote marks, cheating, should they be cheaper but you've paid more for them? So what do you think?
I mean, for me, okay, from a salon owner point of view then, so okay, they do, or I have seen sets and they look really nice, so we'll put that out there. They do look nice, but for me, Russian volume is not pre-made. The real Russian volume should be handmade. That's the art behind it. That's why we pay for our training, to do Russian volume. And I think if you're doing 100% of lashes, which we should be doing to give someone a full set, if you were doing that in pre-made, it's going to cost a lot of money. If you
I agree.
100% of lashes in pre-made is going to be a lot of money. And then you've got your little baby lashes, which I will always lash in a set. I need little 2D lashes for those, which, don't get me wrong, I don't know what they do in pre-mades, if they do all the Ds or how it works. But then if they do, I need to set up my palettes with 2D fans, 3D fans, 4D fans, 5D fans, like to be able to customize the set that I want for my client. And I think, okay, yeah.
I think that's the key, isn't it? You cannot get a personalised set like that with pre-mades at the moment. Things are changing, and I think Lash Base were the first with the XL trays, just to try and improve the value for money. That was our only aim with that. They're great quality, but we knew that they cost a lot, so we got in the big trays with more fans in, so that it worked out slightly better value. But it's still, compared to the amount of fans and stuff you can make from a normal tray of lashes, it's still not the same value. But yeah, so I don't know. I like him. I just want to put it out there. I like him.
Traitor. No, I mean, yeah.
I'm all for the evolution of the industry. I just think if you're doing a set of lashes with pre-mades, you should definitely advertise them in that way. Not necessarily say, would you like a set of pre-made fans? Because again, clients don't care if they're handmade or pre-made. They just care what they look like. But I do think that as a unspoken, unwritten rule, you should not advertise pre-mades as the real deal.
No, and I think that's what the issue is, because people are, but then also you say about the time aspect of it. If you're again covering 100% of lashes to get that Russian look, it's still going to take you the same time as it would to do a classic set, and most people are taking an hour to 90 minutes to do a classic set. So the time scale is still there. You're not still bashing them out in like 20 minutes. So I personally think it's more profitable to do real Russian. I can do
Yes.
Russian in 2 hours, 100% full volume. So if you're up to speed with it and doing it with quickness, then Russian volume all day. But if you are new to it or can't be bothered to put that fan practice in, or if you have I guess there's people out there that have said they have their client that's come in with hardly no lashes on, so they'll put pre-mades in instead. Then yeah, I kind of get that. But
it's a worry. One of the worries, and again, I just want to repeat, I am a fan of pre-made lashes. One of the worries for me though is because of pre-mades and how good they can be, will that stop people from mastering the art of handmade volume when they can just sort of cheat and get that same look without all the effort?
yeah, I mean, again, like just speaking out loud here is, with the way the industry is going, one, we said that clients don't really care what they have, they just want nice lashes. But then at the same time, they want to have lashes long term, they want their natural lashes to be okay, etc., etc. But then the pre-made fans are coming on so well now and they look so good, that part of the industry going to start fading, because who's going to want to spend loads of money on Russian volume training and take X amount on a set when they could buy pre-made fans to look just as good? Is that side of the industry going to start going? Is that going to be something we look back on in a few years' time and think, oh my God, do you remember we used to sit there and make fans and these take 2-3 hours to do a set of volume, when now I can do them in an hour?
Yeah, cocky. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but you never know.
I hope not.
You never
But
know.
who
No,
knows?
I hope not. I
With the
definitely hope
times
not.
on this one.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway, that's debate over.
Yeah. Is anyone still listening?
Oh God, I think I'm going to lose all our fans. Anyway, let's move on. So you are speaking at World Lash University.
Yes.
Which is exciting. What do you have in store for our people that are coming along to the event? What are you going to be talking about?
Well, I am going to be talking about, and it's two things that are kind of different, but they do merge into each other, and two things that I am a massive fan of, and that is personal branding. Like, what is personal branding? For a start, the answer is the reason why I'm being interviewed on a Lash podcast, because of the brand. The personal brand is your reputation. Again, I'll go into this all on when I do my talk at World Lash University. I won't go into too much now, but personal branding is your reputation that you have for yourself, which then goes along with your brand, your business. And I have only, surprisingly, I didn't exist up until a year ago. I only started my Instagram account and publicly being LashBase Jamie a year ago, and seeing this is what's happened purely from focusing on building a personal brand. So I'm going to talk about that, why that's important, how you can do that. If you want to be known in the industry, you can use it for all sorts to build your personal brand. And then secondly, one of the best forms of marketing right now is influencer marketing. Probably in our industry, something called micro influencer marketing, which is something slightly different. And in basic terms, that is somebody that has influence. So someone that's either got a lot of followers or somebody that's respected in the industry that will give you a shout out or speak highly of a product or a person, which then the people that respect and like said popular person will then be, again, quote marks, influenced by what they say. And it is, you might not realize the amount of people that use influencer marketing and how they use it. So in my talk, I'm going to explain how everyone can use it, whether you want to get students, whether you want to get clients, whether you want to get new customers for your products. But again, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but I will. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think I've got 45 minutes, haven't I?
Yes.
45 minutes.
45 minutes, an hour. Yeah, no, I think it's 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then hopefully a bit of a Q&A so I can answer some questions and stuff if I don't run over.
Yeah, no, we can pop that in. I'm actually on a conference call with the girls tonight, so I'll make sure I mention that for you.
Oh, good. And I can't wait for the gala at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. A little bit different.
Oh, it's going to be brilliant. I've got something very, let's call it tacky, planned for what I'm going to be wearing.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, I'm I think it's so funny when you don't take yourself seriously and you don't care. Yeah, it becomes funny. So I think pretty tacky, I reckon. Hopefully nice.
Brilliant. And you're coming with your mama, aren't you?
Yeah. Mrs. CEO of Lash Base is coming along. Because she's one of those where she's obviously she started the business and Lash Base is a family business, but she doesn't like to be on camera. She doesn't like public speaking, all of that sort of thing. So she is more than happy that I steal the limelight. But yeah, owner of Lash Base is going to be with me, my mum.
That's good. Isn't she lucky to have a son like you? I
hope
that grows up like that and just takes over everything.
Oh, don't say that's a sore subject. Jamie, this isn't your company. Oh, okay. Sorry, mum. Now, the thing is as well, at Lash Base is me, my mum, my dad, my two brothers, so my twin and my younger brother. And then, I don't know, I think it's 19 or 20 other members of staff in the building as well. So it's a proper family business. It's just I happen to be the narcissist egomaniac that is the one that puts himself on camera.
Well, it works, and I'm sure they thank you enough for everything. Because I bet you've helped grow the company massively doing what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I like to think so.
Yeah, you'll live that one down.
Yeah. I just want him to hurry up and retire so I can take over completely. I'm only saying this because I know my mum's currently on holiday in Mexico, and I know that as soon as this goes live, she's going to be listening to it. So hi, mum.
Hi, Julie. Okay, well, Jamie, I'm not going to keep you much longer because I know you've been super busy this morning. Where can everyone find you on Instagram and Facebook?
Instagram and Facebook is LashBase_Jamie. So come and follow me and bother me. I will definitely. I help as many people as I possibly can. So if you do have any questions on marketing, anyone listening, just pop me a DM or comment on something or do whatever you can. So, and I'll help you out.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I look forward to seeing you in 6 weeks at World Lash. And I can't wait. Thank you, Jamie.
All right. See you later.